Alright, y'all. It is a brand new month. I am about to rub out the chalk on my doll from making my Flynn cosplay. The Flynn cosplay shreds and shards and extra bits and pieces of whatnot are in this box. This is now full of all of the stuff for my this month cosplay. And these are the boots that I shall probably be wearing because I don't want to go out and buy new ones, and these ones will work just damn fine. So I have some fabric, like this amazing stuff that I have just bought because I didn't have enough of it. And then this entire box is just full of everything else that I already had. And I'm about to start fighting and wrestling with the largest piece of fake suede in the entire world. I say fake suede, basically it's just the whatever version is not actually animal product. So, yeah. What is my cosplay for this month? Well, my fine feathered jelly spoons, I shall tell you. So my cosplay for this month is a bit of a different one. When I say this one is niche, I mean more than the 5 people who recognize me at Comic-Con dressed as Mollymauk niche. I have done Icarus, who most people know. I have done Lucien from Critical Role. I have done the Grave Robber from Repo. That one was kind of niche. I feel like this month's cosplay is probably even more niche than Repo the Genetic Opera. I have done Puck from A Midsummer Night's Dream. I have done Silas Briarwood from Critical Role. I have done the Darkling from Shadow and Bone. I have done Hector from Castlevania, and I have done an attempt at Pinkie Pie from My Little Pony, and of course last month I did my Flynn Rider cosplay. This month, I had so many ideas, and then as usual something came along and just wiped all of them out in this one crazy idea that I had and now cannot let go of. Yeah, I originally was going to do Donkey from Shrek, but I have changed my mind on that one. I am now going to be doing Der Tod from the musical Elisabeth. If you haven't heard of it, don't worry. It is, in very, very basic terms, I guess you could call it a German Phantom of the Opera, only it's way better. I will say it to you now. Elisabeth is way better than the Phantom of the Opera. It just is. Sorry about this. Anyone who loves Phantom of the Opera, highly recommend you look up. There are some English translations, but the musical itself has never been translated into English for very interesting reasons. In German it sounds beautiful, and I think it sounds way better. I have slowly been learning all the lyrics. Basically the only German I know are the lyrics to Rammstein and this musical. And yeah, I'm going to show you some pictures for what I am taking for inspiration. My Pinterest board now has like a good 200 images on it. There have been many interpretations of Der Tod over the years, including costume changes. In fact, every single version has a slightly different take on the costume, which is amazing for me because as a costume crazy nut person and a theatre kid, I love seeing loads of different costumes happen. It's amazing in comparison to the Phantom of the Opera, for example. The Phantoms all tend to look roughly the same. Like if you line them all up, you'd know exactly who they were. If you line up all the Der Tods, then they probably all look very similar, like they're in the same sort of family, but they all have a very interesting style and a unique sort of look to them. I'm going to use some of my favourite interpretations of the Der Tod costume, and I'm not gonna lie, they were influenced by some of my favourite actors who have played the role. I think everyone who's been Der Tod is amazing, however, I do have favourites, and so my costume will be paying homage to those ones in particular. So I'm going to be doing my very own take on the Der Tod costume. I will show you some images now of what I am working with, my little mood board thing. Oh, also, Der Tod is death, so it's death incarnate, the actual person. Like, not just the concept of death, but death, the person death. He is a real, literal thing in this musical, and god damn, he's cool. And I want to be him, please. And that's what this month is going to be about. I'm going to attempt to make myself into the most beautiful man in the entire fucking world. Let's do it. Right, so, welcome to my Pinterest board. These are my cos plans, and as you can tell from the thumbnail, I have been adding to this board in particular for a long ass time. So, these are all of my cos plans, and here we go. Death for Elisabeth. So, I appreciate the title, Death for Elisabeth makes it sound a little bit dodgy, but never mind. So, this image really helps me out as well because I have had a really good idea for a shoot because I have this tattoo pretty much. I have a wing that goes down one of my arms, so this could happen. But more importantly, I have discovered my favourite versions of Der Tod. I have been watching totally legal slime tutorials of this. Now, my favourite singer for Der Tod is slightly different to my favourite costume for Der Tod. It is very unfortunate that my favourite singer did not have my favourite costume. This is my favourite Der Tod. And we shall find. Here we go. So this is my favourite Der Tod here. Sorry if I butcher this name. Mate Cameros. However, his costume is not my favourite. My favourite costume for Der Tod belongs to this guy. This is my favorite Dirtod costume. It is worn by several different actors when they all sort of double cast in the same role. As you can see, it's got a huge long sweeping back section, and down one arm it has this skull. I have no idea how I'm going to make that, but it's going to be great fun. It's also covered in rivets and tassels and just so much stuff. Yeah, this one, definitely my favorite costume. So with all the love in the world to every single Dirtod, and look at him. He's my favorite. He is my favorite. But with all the love in the world to every single Dirtod, my Dirtod costume is going to be based on my favorite costume, not my favorite actor. So, oh man, here we go. And of course, you all know me on this channel. Once I get a new idea in my head, I have to draw it a bazillion times. This is going to be the most difficult bit. The skull going into the spine that goes down the arm. That is going to be interesting. So, yeah, all of my drawings up on the wall. And yet more drawings. This is how the final outfit is hopefully going to look. I'm including this so that I can hold myself accountable. And if it doesn't end up looking like this, I can be mad at myself. The length of the coat may vary, mostly depending on the fabric that I've got and how it folds and how it sits, but also based on how the cloak turns out. I really love the fact that in one version, Dirtod comes down from the ceiling with sort of raven wings outstretched, so I'm keeping that in mind for my cloak. That is what I would like to do. I've got a huge, massive list of all the things that I need. More and more ideas as I've been going through, and things that I've been sketching while I'm at work. So, yeah, this is, it's happening. Death is coming. One of the first things that I did was to draw out all of my patterns on my fabric, and this is what I used my massive piece of floor for, and then cut them, all the cutting of the fabric, and then I made more patterns, more cutting, more things, and tried it onto the mannequin. This was a long-ass process. I am okay at making patterns. I have got better and fitting them to myself. I managed to use some of the patterns I had from my Grave Robber and my Lucien cosplays because they had very similar jacket styles at the top, so I could use those to get the measurements right and everything, and so far, yeah, it's alright. I then added the lining into the jacket, and it's a lovely deep shaded blue. Hello, dog. Hello, dog. Yes, hello. He's my helper. He comes to help. Okay. Today, in a spare moment, I am testing. So I have just used my hot glue gun on a scrap piece of the fabric that I'm using for the coat. And I'm going to see how this dries and how well it sticks. I've got a horrible feeling that it's not going to stick very well. And then we'll have to go to plan... It's not even plan B at this point. It's like plan XYZ. I have no idea. But yeah, I'm just going to see how well this takes. And to be fair, it's fairly solid already. Alright, let's give it a go. Do you completely bend off? Oh, it doesn't! Oh my god. Oh my god. Look at that. Look at that. It is staying attached. Holy shit nuggets. Alright, I'm gonna need to order a fuck ton more hot glue because I only have one stick left and this is not gonna cut it. Holy shit, I can make my skull. I'm so excited. Oh my god! I feel like there's so many elements of this costume that I love, but there is other elements from other parts of the costume that I want to take out and replace with other parts of a different costume, like this one. So this is the same production of Dirtod, it's just he has different costumes throughout the show. And I really like certain parts of the costume, like I love all the tassels and details, and I love the feathers that they have on his outfit underneath, but I'm not so keen on this. Like, that's fine, but it's kind of boring, and it's not as dramatic. So I'm going to take these pieces and put them onto this side of my Dirtod, and then I'm going to do the other side, like the other Dirtod. So I've drawn out the skull and the spine shape on the bit of sleeve I'm going to use. I've edited it a little bit, but it's similar to the pictures. And layer 1 is complete and drying. I'm not going to lie, the dark blue is a cool look, but it is going to dry clearer. Getting lighter all the time. You can see some of the details emerging now. I'm going to add more when it's dry. Alright, last layer for now. I've tried to add extra details to the spine and the bone bits. We'll see how it goes. And now I'm editing bits of the skirt. It just doesn't quite hang right, so I've changed it. I'm going to make it into sort of feathery bits, I think. Yeah, it looks feathery. It's okay. Hey, dog. Okay, it's the next morning. I've come to see how it has dried. Damn. Alright, hang on. Shit a brick. this is actually okay. Like, this is actually okay. Now, I know this eye is slightly smaller than this one, and I wish I could say it was deliberate, but I need to do some extra paint around here, I think. Originally it was the same size, it just got lost in translation, I think, so I'm going to edit this, but overall, damn, that's so cool! Oh my god, this is cool. Okay. It hasn't been fitted yet. I'm just putting it on the mannequin to have a look. Well, jelly spoons, I have had that moment again. I am not even halfway through this project. It's looking pretty horrific right now because it's all just in pieces and the shoulders haven't been cut up and it's just sort of looking like a hot mess. But I know that it gets better. And I'm gonna leave it for tonight because I've got some commissions to do and things. And then I brought through my skull and spine that has been drying all day so that I could see how it's gonna look sort of on the sleeve. And my whole outlook has just changed because just looking at that, just the whole thing together, I am now suddenly like, oh my god, I can't wait to wear this. This is gonna be so cool. Yes, I'm so happy right now. I'm back! It is the next day and I am hand sewing this into the sleeve because I do not trust myself to do it with a machine and there's hot glue and I don't want to get it wrecked and yeah, no, hand sewing all the way. Okay, this is the dumbest thing I have ever been excited about, but so I am sewing the sleeve cuff things and I just sewed a fucking hem with a sewing machine and it stayed on. I have used the machine a little bit. I did use it much more for Flynn. I trust my hand sewing skills way more than my machine sewing skills, but I am doing decently okay. And I've just been hammering in all these rivets, which was fun. For me, at least. I'm not sure if my neighbours would agree. And here it is on the mannequin with the other sleeve, the non-skull sleeve. And skirt feathers. I'm sort of having second thoughts as to what it looks like. Having a think. Okay, so sometimes when you're doing something, part of the really fun learning experience is realizing when you just effed the fuck up. And when, no matter how hard you try to fix it now, it's just not gonna be quite right. And that is the decision I have come to with the coat thus far. Let me explain. So construction-wise, I'm happy with most of it. This went well, the panels, the way it sits is fine. The bottom wasn't working out because the fabric that I bought was just a little bit stiffer than I was anticipating. So if I'd let it hang, even if I'd done it in sort of, you know, ruffles kind of thing, it would still have sat quite stiffly. It would have been like one of those really cheap matrix coats that you see some kids wearing, you know, the really cheap ones that just stick out at the bottom and sort of look like flared trousers. It wasn't going to be good, and I wanted it to be flowier than that, and in the pictures I was copying it was going to be flowier than that. So I tried to sort of compensate for this by making it into sort of feathers at the bottom. And they went quite cool, and they were fucking hard to hem. And it was fine. But it's still kind of stiff. And I know where I went wrong, and I know what I should have done instead. And this hangs a bit low, so I need to like take a couple inches off of this. This is because I can't afford to have one of those mannequins that you can size, so I'm working with two mannequins at the moment. This one is smaller than I am, and that one is bigger than I am. But that one, my size is like the top half, and this one, my size is the bottom half, and it's just a whole whatever. So trying to go between those to fit it has been a time. And just, yeah, so fit-wise, it's okay. But in order to actually fit it properly, I would need to essentially cut it apart. I slept on it. I didn't make any rush decisions last night. I very nearly spent $100 on a mannequin that you can size to fit you. The back is great to see, and then I've got like things like this where it doesn't quite line up. So I know what I've done wrong, and I've got about 6 days off before the end of the month. And I want to wear this to the slightly local Comic-Con that I'm going to drive up to If I don't have it finished, I can wear another costume, but I really want to wear this one. So I think I'm just going to say fuck it. Order some different fabric, which I know will hang and drape better, and use the base of this and cut it up into panels again and sew it back together. And cover this in the new fabric. Because sometimes you've just got to accept that what you're doing is not going to be okay. And I have slept on it, and I didn't order the $100 mannequin. But I woke up this morning and I tried it on, and I walked around the house, and I looked in mirrors, and I turned around, and I looked at where it needs to be refitted and everything. And I have made the executive decision that I am ordering some more fabric and essentially starting again. It's fine. It's fine. The one thing I am keeping is this sleeve. This sleeve fits me, and this skull is so goddamn beautiful that this sleeve is staying. So, yeah, it's made of a slightly different fabric, so I might end up covering the back of it, but this sleeve is staying. So you, the one good thing I have done this week, you are staying. All right, I have ripped the first seam out down here, and I have now pinned it. I have done some edits to this, my smallest mannequin, so that it can be my measurements. And I'm already feeling better, because this bit needs to be slightly thinner, and because I don't need it to go down all the way, because I have pinned where I need it to be, so there's my little pin that says how long it needs to be, I already have a thinner middle. So I'm already feeling better. I feel better already about this. Okay. Okay, cool. Taking a break from the coat to sew the shirt. New fabric has arrived. New fabric has arrived. And in today's episode of What the Fuck Else Could Go Wrong Today, I just had to retrieve this from down the back of the radiator because the bottom of the radiator was too small to get it out the bottom, so I had to improvise by using this, wedging it in there, and then using the crop to pull it out. Also, I'm currently trying to repair my sewing machine and it's not going well. Having another break from everything, panicking about the coat, to draw some feathers onto this shirt. I'm not gonna lie, it's kind of relaxing. Balancing the phone and talking and making sure I'm drawing it right is interesting, but I've drawn a few so far and I'm kind of liking it. I think I might do more than I was planning. I was just going to do this shoulder, but I think I might actually do some more sort of down the back as well, something like that. And here is what I've done so far, and it goes round onto the front. I think I'm going to add more. Coming to you now as a voiceover to tell you about the finished shirt. I really enjoyed drawing this, but unfortunately while I was filming I forgot to turn off my Elisabeth Jazz musical that I was listening to, and it was quite loud, and I don't want to get done for copyright, so I am talking to you from the future. This is the shirt, isn't it cool? And now I am just cutting up loads and loads of bits of fabric so I can make a sort of layered, textury wing. It's not going to be as big as I originally intended because I'm going to make the coat sort of more swooshy, so it's going to be shorter. I'm going to try and make them quite wide and everything so I can lift my arms up and stuff, but yeah, I am basically just chopping up every bit of fabric that I have. I'm not going to do too many details on them. I want it to be sort of like a moving mass kind of thing. I'm not going to draw all the little sort of tendrils and veins on all the feathers and everything. It's just going to be a black mass. It's going to be great. Here we have the black mass in action. It actually hangs all right. Looks pretty cool. I have to number all of my fabric layers, bits and pieces, so that I don't forget which bit goes where while I disassemble it, so I can stitch it back together layer by layer by layer from bottom to the top. It's all right though. Guess who found glittery fabric to use for the inside? It was me. It was me. I found the glittery fabric, and now my wings are glittery from the inside as well as the outside. Look at them. You can't see the glitter in this light. You can't, but it has been covered in lots of glitter. And these are all the layers. Shiny, shiny, shiny. I tried to get them all to sort of hang under and over each other so you can see all the different layers, but none of them are taking away from the coat because none of them are really made of exactly the same as the coat. So you've got like some silks and some jersey and some stretchy fabric, but they're all, you know, their own unique thing. All right, dog, this is it. We are making a start on the skirt of the coat. The wings have been made. This is the huge piece of new fabric I have for the coat. And I'm going to add half of it to the top half of this coat, so half of it's going to be one colour. Hello, wings. Oh, it's going to be great. And guess who is hand sewing all of this? Because my machine has officially broken. As in, it would cost more to get it repaired than to buy a new one at this point. To be fair, hand sewing is alright. I really don't mind hand sewing. I'm not going to complain, really. It's fine. Whoosh, woodly woo. There is everything standing. I am happier. Much happier. Look at it all. Just look at it all. Yes. Yes. This is the mask that I made to take with me to the convention. Even though I'm vaccinated, I wanted to be safe. Welcome to the world of staring and zooming in on pictures so you can see what shoulder pieces look like. I am so nearly done. Oh my god, I'm so nearly done. I can't believe it. I have just been pinning on the tassels. Sewing on the shoulder straps. And it's still looking cool, and I sewed on the tassels. I love tassels, oh my god. I cannot wait to put this on and wear it. Look how tassely they are, look at the skull. Oh my god. I love everything that I make, but seriously. Okay. So, I've tried it all on, and it fits. Always very good when that works. Now I've done all the bits and things that I need to, and I have just marked out where the attachments need to fit so that it can do up. The front bit is flapping, obviously, so it just needs to attach up to here. And I worked myself into a bit of a corner because I didn't want to disturb any of the lining on this side and anything like that. So I don't want to put buttonholes or buttons in. I was thinking I could put buttons underneath on this side and then put them in upside down, but I just don't want to do that. And so I was racking my brains, and then I had an idea, which I've just tested, and they are strong enough, which is magnets. So I'm going to put some hidden magnets in the lining here, and in the lining here, and then the coat should do up without any visible fastenings. Now, of course, I wish I'd had this genius idea when I was making the damn thing, but it's not impossible, so I'm going to give it a go and see if this works. Magnet testing time. So we've got the hidden magnet, I've sewn that in there already, and I've made sure, I've triple checked, it is facing the correct way. And here, where did I store my, there it is. So I have stashed my other magnet here. This is going to go on the other side of the jacket. So, if I pop it on, it should stick through the fabric. And I am sewing these pants. I've been sewing wet look without a sewing machine. It's going okay. Glue time! I have my mini tweezers, I have my glue, and I have these tiny little gemstones, and I have basically just been chucking them everywhere. All over this skirt. Everything. Glittery. Sparkly. Everything. In it. Everything. Glitter. Sparkle. Need more. Must. This lighting does not give true testament to how much glitter is on this thing. It is so sparkly. I mean, it belongs to me. It's a cosplay of mine. Of course it's going to be sparkly. Even my Halloween one is going to be sparkly somehow. Jelly spoons! This is black glitter. This is my hand. This is most of the black glitter. I will have used all of it by the end of this montage. This is what I do to a lot of costumes when I have finished doing them. Yep, they get covered in glitter. Quite literally. My Peter Pan costume got completely destroyed in glitter, and I am not sorry. Everything else, it's like sprinkling the spicy, extra razzle-dazzle all over the costume. And, yeah, you will know it is me, because I will sparkle gloriously. You'll be able to follow me around conventions, because you just need to follow the trail of glitter. And this costume is no different. And this time it's not just me interpreting it and adding glitter. This costume Dotard genuinely on stage, he sparkles. It has very similar vibes to Jareth from Labyrinth. Ta-da! You didn't think I would forget to do the mask as well, did you? Fools! Of course I did not. And here he is. He is done. He is complete. He is sparkly. Oh my god. I'm so hype. I get to wear this. I can honestly say, hand on heart, that I have never felt this attractive in my entire life. And I made all of this, except this wig and the boots on my feet. I made these pants, I made this shirt, I decorated this shirt, I made the coat that I've just taken off because I am warm as fuck. Now let's say what it is. Let's say it how it is. I am hot as fuck. I am. That is a thing. And we must all accept this. I may never take this cosplay off again. I'm gorgeous. Also, look at this friggin' ponytail. Could I be any more hot? I don't think so. So, hands up in the comment section who would let this dear Todd give them the kiss of death. You may form an orderly queue now. Der Schatten wird länger, einwischt in die Stunde, ich allein wird die Musik, wenn ich